Hello and welcome back to Faster Than Light. Following the tragic and somewhat embarrassing ending to the last game, we're not going to let that stop us from just jumping straight back into another Federation cruiser run. I haven't really considered the name, as always. Let's just throw something at this. Well, considering the way the last one ran. You have said derp, because that's what I was. Yeah, I shouldn't have gone for that final quest marker. Just got it out of there, but no. There we are. Well, let's hope we don't make any silly mistakes this time. I don't make any silly mistakes. Don't worry, I'm not thrusting my bad gaming onto you guys. Okay, let's Aavak again. Accept. And this time we'll go ahead and make extra. A marine. We'll make Psych 360 again. And we've got Justin over here. Let's go ahead. As someone commented, wide hips sink ships. Maybe that was true. So we'll go without a female crew member this time. Let's have a think. Who shall we make? We'll have Santa on the crew this time. Okay. So I'll just accept that. And let's go ahead and start. Game mode is normal, as always. And yeah. Let's hope it goes a little bit better. The data you carry is vital to the remaining Federation fleet. You'll need supplies for the journey, so make sure to explore each sector before moving on to the next. But get to the exit before the pursuing rebel fleet can catch up. Hotkeys. You can charge or arm weapons using number hotkeys. The weapon slots are 1 to 4 on your keypad, and the drones are 5 to 7. That's something I actually use quite heavily. I don't have my auto-fire turned on, so when I've targeted the system, after my weapon is fired, it'll just sit there idly, charging up, so it's a good tip actually. Okay, let's go ahead and jump. Store straight away. Unfortunately, completely useless for us, because we have no scrap. So let's just jump to this top beacon, and hopefully we'll have a bridge over to the rest of the map. Otherwise we're going to waste a few turns running back. You spot a small rebel ship nearby. It seems to have been refitted for transport rather than combat. It does not seem to want to engage your ship. We're going to go ahead and demand the surrender of their goods. You prepare to secure the cargo by force. Continue. They look like they don't want to fight. They're trying to escape. Which means we need to try and hit their engines. Now, one thing you may have noticed in the last playthrough, the cruiser does suffer a little bit from a lack of weapon systems early on. You just don't seem to have enough shield puncturing, system destroying goodness. Unlike the Kestrel, which starts with a reasonable set of weapon systems and a missile. Oh, we've got the same burst laser actually, but those 3 shots just don't really punch through enough. Oh wow. Damn it, if they hadn't taken that out, we probably would have been able to take them down, but that went poorly for us. It was a little bit my fault because I was talking and I hadn't moved people onto their various subsystems yet, so my bad. But yeah, as I was saying, the problem we're having here is that because this powerful weapon system, it is powerful, takes so long to charge up until it's upgraded, we're not really being able to do enough damage to take these ships out. We're relying on a single burst laser, which thankfully does fire 3 shots, but it certainly could be improved. Your cockpit lights up with warning signals. You are being targeted by a nearby ship. The distress call was a lure to attract unwitting ships into weapons range. You prepare for a fight. So let's go ahead and go for their weapons. Obviously in the last playthrough we didn't really get much time to explore what this ship could do. Oh wow, we're just getting hammered by missiles. Let's get Santa in here to help extra with the weapons. We really can't afford any misses. Actually, what am I doing? Let's get him in there. this room can just be vented. Let's get back on the weapon system, bring them up as fast as we can. There we go. Once that weapon actually fires, it's quite powerful, but it's just a matter of getting there. 1 missile, 1 drone part, and 16 scrap. Not nearly enough to compensate for what we lost in that. We're already below 50% health. I think if this run goes as poorly as I'm suspecting, we'll have time for 2 playthroughs in this episode. Right, let's just power up the med bay, get everyone healed, and then back to their stations. Psych back to engines, Santa back on weapons, and Extra back on shields. And power down the med bay, power back up the engines, and let's take a jump. There's a store there. We are in need of repairs, but I don't want to use up too much of our time jumping to stores when we don't really have that much money. Sorry, scrap. Because I'm fairly certain that 26 scrap will not repair our full hull. So let's explore a little bit, see if we can have a lucky event. Come out of the jump and see laser blasts coming from the other side of the beacon. It looks like someone is under attack from pirates. Let's go and help the civilian ship. They've got a drone room. I suspect that is going to be a missile launcher. Let's go ahead and fight. Oh, we haven't closed all these doors yet. Let's get that sorted. That isn't too much of a problem. We'll get Santa in to fix that though if we can. Right, they've repaired their weapon system, so we need to take that back down as quickly as we can. Oh no, they've just taken our weapon system offline. That was almost ready to fire as well. Let's go for their weapon system once again. Touch. There we go. As you can see, I'm not really sure what we call it, artillery, is phenomenally powerful when it fires. We've just got to get to a point. We've got to survive long enough to upgrade it, I think, is the main objective of this ship. Pirate ship breaks apart. You hasten to contact the civilian ship. We got 2 missiles, 1 drone part, and 18 scrap. It seems the crew did not survive the assault. You take what you can from the remains of the ship. 1 fuel, 1 drone part, and 7 scrap. That is unfortunate. But no, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say that the scrap was useful. I mean, had they been alive, they might have been able to repair our ship. They often do, and that would have been far more useful. Right, how much will this cost? This will cost 30, and this will cost 20. We really do need to heal, but I'll shave 10 seconds off. I'm so torn. We'll go and check out what the store has first, because if they have something like a weapon that's better than our burst laser, it might be worth just picking that up instead. No, they don't really have anything. That's a shame. You can repair everything for 34. It is a definite difficult choice to make, but I think we should, for the time being. I think that's the best thing we can do. Let's go right ahead and jump. Though let's jump along the top and then swing down that way. See if we can get to the exit before the rebels catch up. Your scans reveal a mining base on a nearby planet, long since abandoned. No life signs detected. Yeah, fair enough. Let's go ahead and jump down to this beacon. You come across a rebel automated scout ship pursuing a civilian ship. Weapons engaged. Naturally, we're going to aid the civilian ship, and hopefully this won't be too much of a challenge. it can go either way really with these advanced drones. You can either face them and they won't have missiles. And the fact that they don't have crew also means they don't repair very quickly. They do repair a little bit, but not very fast. So as long as in the early game, I think they're a good fight. You'll often get a lot more out of them than you spend in the fight. You don't take much damage generally. But later on they can become quite annoying, especially with cloaking. We power up our weapons and engage the automated ship. Let's go straight for their weapon system. I don't think they've got a missile. I think that's a heavy laser and that's a burst laser Mark 1, I think. Oh, that was excellent. First shot missed anyway. It's important for us to get Santa's skill up on the weapon system here. I'm not sure if that affects this. I doubt it does, but it might. His skill in recharging the weapons may affect the speed at which the artillery beam recharges as well. In that case, it's imperative that he skills up as quickly as we can get him. There we go. And we'll just go for the helm now. You got 3 fuel. That's pretty good haul. 1 drone part, 8 scrap. Let's contact the civilian ship. The ship that the pirate was assaulting was a science vessel. They thank you for saving them and offer a small reward. A new burst laser Mark II. Wow. That is very, very fortunate for us. Having 2 of those, I mean, that's effectively 6 shots. But it would take 60 scrap to create enough weapons power to support those 2 weapons, and then we would need to spend another 40 scrap on top, so 100 scrap in total to bring those weapons online. And right now I think our money would be better spent upgrading that. We'll take 1 power from our engines and put it into our... Oh, that's quite cool. It actually drops the bar into the artillery beam. And let's go ahead and jump. An advanced Rebel automated ship remained stationed near a small Rebel space station. Sensors indicated to storage vessel for military goods. Well, let's go ahead and attack it. It doesn't have a shield, so we'll go straight for their weapon system. Damn. That was not good. I need you over there right now. Because if that sound is anything to go by, there's a fire in that room. Psycho may move slowly, but he's very effective once he gets there. And with the ion gun down, that beam weapon really couldn't do anything to our shields. It doesn't appear that the beam weapons generally can go through the shields, so as long as you have a layer of shielding, then a beam weapon's going to be largely impotent. 13 scrap. The station was either abandoned or stripped clean. It seems to have lain unused for quite some time. You find nothing useful. Oh, that's unfortunate. Right then. Let's go ahead and buy another point of power. That way we can have our engines at full speed. We'll get Psych back to his... Oh, wait, first. He took a little bit of damage, so we'll power down the engine 1 point and charge up medbay. There we go. Alright, let's get him back to the engines and power them up fully. And move on. We should have enough time to visit this distress beacon before hitting the exit. So we'll go ahead and do that, and maybe we'll come across some more goods. Find a number of ships fleeing from a small space station. You hail them, asking what's wrong. Help! We're being overrun by some sort of giant alien spiders. Of course. Giant alien spiders. Our options are, send the crew to help immediately. Giant alien spiders are no joke. Or leave them alone. Now, I was around when the whole, what was it? Lost in Space, the remake film came out. And those giant alien spiders, they didn't play nice. It didn't end well. And then, of course, if you go further back, the whole aliens. I know the facehuggers aren't really spiders, but you could sort of see the similarities, and that never ended well either. So we're going to be cowards, and we're going to say, no, you deal with your own giant alien spiders. You can't risk fighting some unknown alien on every backwater station you come across. You prepare to jump. Yes, our mission is too important. It has nothing to do with the cowardice of our crew. No. Let's move on. You detect an automated rebel scout attacking a small refueling outpost. We shall intervene to defend the outpost. Seems only logical. Detecting the higher threat, the automated ship moves in to engage your ship. Oh wow, this thing has got a lot of weapons. This may have been a terrible choice. Mostly that missile. Oh, thank goodness we dodged them all. Oh, that was phenomenal. That was the best possible outcome we could have had. Wow, Psych, you're doing amazing. Psych and Aavak keeping up the dodging there. Awesome teamwork. The irony being that the slowest member of our crew has got the job of keeping our ship moving as fast as it can. Wonder if he has any trouble hitting all those tiny little keys with those enormous rock-like fingers. The ship breaks apart and you quickly salvage what you can. 2 fuel, 1 missile and 9 scrap. The outpost hails you after the scout was destroyed. Thanks for the help. We've been harassed non-stop by those scouts. Take this on the house. We got 3 fuel, 1 drone part and 16 scrap. Not bad at all. Now, we could start building up our power reserves, ready for the upgrades on the weapon systems. But the first thing I'm going to do, and something I'm surprised I haven't done earlier, is upgrade our sensors. Let's go ahead and jump. We're not going to play around with jumping and trying our luck or anything like that. We're just going to get out of here. We learnt our lesson from the last Let's Play. We don't really think it was Shelab's fault. It was entirely ours. We were too greedy, and we will not make that mistake again. Hopefully. No promises. You've arrived at the long-range beacon. When the faster-than-light drive is charged, you can jump to the next sector. You recognize the ship as a well-known slave trader. He hails you and offers labourers for cheap. We do not have enough scrap to buy a labourer. But we can attack them, so let's do that. And it doesn't actually look like they've got a missile system, which is great, but they've got an ion system, a beam weapon, and a regular burst laser. We're going to need to take that down very quickly. That's not too much of a problem, though that really is. Right. I can't afford to take him out of there. If they keep hitting my weapon system like this, I'm never going to be able to do any damage to them. That's quite an annoyance. Okay, that was amazing. That was quite literally amazing. That beam just ruined most of their ship. But we're still not out of the danger zone here. We've got 2 shutdown systems. Our hull is dropping rapidly. Okay, that's it. Right, take one of our slaves as tribute. If destroys, they'll die anyway. That's actually the best offer. Well, in my opinion, that's the best offer and the one I was hoping for. Plus, if they'd even just said, look, just take some scrap and leave us alone, I would have accepted it because we are not in a position to be all gung-ho. Accept the offer. Now, we've got Declan, the Rockman. Or maybe he's a rock woman, though with a name like that, I doubt it. So, we need to get everything fixed, so let's get our crew on those jobs. And already, Aavak and Psych have leveled up. Well done, guys. You're leveling up really fast. I guess that says a lot of the sort of stuff that's going on. They're getting so much opportunity to practice their dodging. Oh, of course, Extra is going to be half efficient at repairing. There we go. Let's get everyone into the correct rooms. Is everyone full health? Looks like they are. Well done. Let's just go ahead and jump. Next sector. Now, let's have a look. We've got Energy Control Sector, an Uncharted Nebula. By the looks of it, if we go for the Uncharted Nebula, I mean, at this point, we're going to have to go through one hostile sector regardless which way we choose. But and we'll have the option of going through just as many civilian sectors regardless. But I think we'll go... well, the way I'm thinking of it at the moment, we'll hit the energy-controlled sectors, and then, providing our ship's in a good state, we'll jump to this sector here, and at that point decide whether we want to try our luck with going through 2 hostile sectors. So let's go ahead and jump to the energy-controlled sector. You've arrived in NG space. The fall of the Federation has brought tough times for these robotic life forms, but they're usually willing to help. Good old NGs. Now the exit's down there. Let's jump to this beacon first, and then just choose a roaming path through as many of these beacons here as we can. All depends on how quickly the rebels chase us. You arrive at the Zoltan Research Facility. They say that they're researching genetic distortion due to stasis sleep and prolonged FTL travel. They ask if your crew have some time to undergo scans. Yes, of course, anything in the name of science. Your crew calmly lines up for the Zoltans to take their readings. After a short time, the process is done. They contact you. Thank you for your participation in the study. Please accept these small cakes made from stiff dough as well as some scrap. And not, as I first thought, stiff dough which could be used as scrap. Though, that was more funny. Let's go ahead and jump. Let's do this top sector here. Beacon, I mean. Okay. You've received a distress call from a nearby energy ship. Assistance requested. Danger present. Imminent destruction. We can either respond to the call and move in to assist, or keep our distance. But, it's a bit of a tough choice because we don't know what the enemy's like, so it's nicer if we're presented with something with the pirates saying, well, leave us alone and we'll give you this, because we can judge whether or not it's going to be a tough fight. But we like the NG. The NG have always been good to us in past playthroughs, so let's go ahead and help. Oh, this may have been a terrible choice. A Mantis crew ship with a teleporter. I'm fairly certain we can have 2 Mantis boarders. Though we've got 2 Rockmen who can help us with that, and 1 Mantis actually, thinking about it. I can't tell if they've got any missiles, I don't know. But your approach to fight a Mantis ship assaulting... your approach to find a Mantis ship assaulting a small energy space station, prepared to fight. And yeah, it's probably going to be a tough one. So let's go ahead. Go to the weapon system. Okay, they're coming in through here, so let's get our Rockmen up there to meet them. There we are. They should be more or less equally set up here. Oh no, we've lost that. Right, we need you down there now. These guys need to get up. And they've taken out our thing. We have caused a lot of fire in their area. Ah, that was fantastic. If they'd actually stayed, they could probably have killed Psyche. Don't want to lose Psyche, he's leveled up. Wow, their place is getting ruined by our artillery beam. That was a lot of fire. 1 fuel, 2 missiles, 18 scrap. You can attempt to contact the NG. They thank you for the assistance, and when you tell them of your mission, one of the NGs asks if he can assist your crew. You welcome him aboard. Oh, that's excellent. 1 fuel, 1 drone part, and 10 scrap. Who have we got? We have Pipaluk. Okay. Welcome aboard, Pipaluk. You odd-named NG. I suppose it's no worse than an NG called Williams. Let's see. I'm joking, Williams. Your name wasn't odd. It was an awesome name. There we are. We're ready to jump. Looks like everyone's in a good position. I wonder if the ship can have more crew. No. It's 8. They're just the same. And currently we have 1, 2, 3, 4 racers. No different from when we started. It would be nice to have that other laser on there. But in the meanwhile, let's go ahead and... Well, actually no, we'll wait. We'll wait to see if we come across any stores. Let's jump into this middle beacon here. That will give us the most chance of having numerous links to other beacons, and we might be able to see if there's a store or distress signal. An advanced Rebel automated ship remains stationed near a small Rebel space station. Sensors indicate it's a storage vessel for military goods. Let's have a look. It's got 2 layers of shielding. That could be very hard for us. Early on, we would only be... If all of our shots hit, we'd only be able to take out... do 1 shot's worth of damage. And that could be hard. But from what I can see of the icons that are quite concealed by the ship here, mostly concealed, I don't think they have missiles, and that's the only thing I'm really worried about. This is risky given our hull, but... Well, the Federation hasn't made it this far by not taking any risks. So go ahead. Go for their weapon system. Got a lot of people on the ship who can repair. In fact, I'm going to move Pipaluk into the weapons room. I knew that was going to happen. Almost ready. Come on, bring that shield back up. Oh no. Right, Pipaluk, in there, help with the shield. No, that is exactly what I was worried about, that we would miss 1 of the 3 shots. Okay, that's terrible. Right, Aavak, get out of there. Pipaluk, on that. You get in there. Aavak. We haven't done enough damage. This is bad. Power up our engines, get our evasion as high as we can. Oh, that's very lucky. Let's go for the shields, actually. And Pipaluk, get in there, because you're going to be faster at repairing. Okay, it's all sorted. Let's get Aavak back in. Oh, that was fantastic timing with our artillery beam. That was fantastic timing, but we are in such poor shape. Let's investigate the station. The station was apparently designed to outfit rebel ships with drone systems. You find a functioning schematic, and an additional 11 scrap on top of the 18 we won from the fight. Personal anti-personnel drone. Personal anti-drone? That would be awesome. Little drone flying around our personnel, ready to kill boarding drones. We need a shot so badly. Let's see, how much was it to bring this up? It would be 50, 70. We wouldn't have enough power to keep the shields fully armed. However, I think this will be the safest thing for us to do. I'm going to power down the engines by 1 and put everything back into the shields. We are in a lot of trouble right now. The next couple of jumps will decide whether this ship makes it or not. But I'm going to leave that for the next episode. So, come and join me again in the next episode to see whether the ship makes it or not. The EFZ derp. Because I'm being one at the moment and making terrible decisions. I do apologize. Join me again in the next episode. Take care.